Kind of cool.
Hello, everyone. We are now live on the internet, broadcasting through wires and lines and satellites all around the whole world. This is a worldwide exclusive interview with Rachel Miller. Rachel Miller, if you guys don't know, is the most energetic person on the planet. And she's about to unleash upon us some information, which when I heard it the first time blew my mind. But since then, it has gotten increasingly better and continues to get better. So again, this is Rachel Miller. I'm Jacob Topping. We're hosting a live video. We have, I heard, 15 minutes. So we should wrap up in about 30.
Sounds good.
So
Jacob, how far are you from Toronto?
I am about 5 to 7 hours, depending on the route and the location of Toronto. Toronto's a big place. I'm about an hour from Ottawa, so I'm going to drive to Toronto in June.
Yeah, you better.
Somewhere around the 13th, the 14th, 15th.
That's
I heard that if I'm not there,
I'll come pound you on. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, people will be sent for me to come and get me. So okay. If you guys don't know Rachel, I'm gonna let her introduce herself because I did an introduction for some other people and I got complaints because it was too thorough. But I do want to mention Rachel Miller is a published author. She has a book that has sold over $100,000. She has lots of children. She runs a successful course, which she's going to talk to us about. As well, she manages multiple Facebook groups. She has bought and sold, or grown and sold multiple groups, which I'm sure we're going to hear about. She's helped thousands of people.
The book's made far more than 100,000. We sold 100,000 copies. So, and it was $14 for the book. So that's about, I don't know, over $1 million in the copies of the book.
Excuse me, 100,000 copies.
Yeah.
New York Times bestseller.
Once you did the money, I was like, that's actually kind of a lot of money for those books. I hadn't done the math in my head before. But yeah, I'm here for Rachel and I'm part of Moolah. And I basically help people grow their audiences on Facebook. So yeah, it's exciting to help people grow their businesses, help them grow their audiences, help them grow their influence. We've helped people learn to sell t-shirts because they've collected people who liked a certain type of topic. This is really easy actually to sell t-shirts because if you create memes around that content, the people come in and you're able to unite them around a theme. And people love wearing t-shirts that are identifying them in that theme, right? So we do t-shirt sales. We've done product sales.
People do love t-shirts.
They do indeed. So it's been a lot of fun seeing it grow, Moolah grow, and seeing the businesses grow in addition to it.
Okay, now Rachel, I've got to ask you a serious question. Have you seen any of my recent live videos?
No, I haven't.
I've done about 20 of them.
A year, probably 6 months, Jacob. I haven't seen you in ages. Like we used to hang out. What happened?
It's true. I was busy. So for people that don't know the background here, Rachel and I and my wife Tara, we met in Texas in an undisclosed location during Merch Madness Tour 2017.
Factory, baby. It was awesome. I loved
the Cheesecake Factory. And at the Cheesecake Factory, Rachel inspired me to take it a step further with the Merch Madness Tour, and I did. And that's why I'm now doing this full time. I've stepped away from my government contract work in large part due to Rachel. So I really appreciate that, Rachel. I'm being very genuine with you now.
I remember like having a conversation with you and like, you have a gift, like, let's have the world see it. But it's so cool to see that that's happened.
And so guys, this is a live call. You can ask questions here, but I want to make it really clear. I've been bringing on a lot of guests recently, like CEOs and people that run companies and things like that. But Rachel is a little bit unique. She has the ability to grow your business exponentially at an unusually fast clip. And she's put together strategies on exactly how to do that. And that's why she's here today to talk about that, because you've helped like more than 30 people get more than 10 million views on single Facebook posts. Do you want to tell us about that?
31. I announced it yesterday. We had a 31st person. She told me last Friday, but then something came up Saturday, and then you know how like you lose your Facebook messages. So yeah, last Friday or Saturday, she hit the 10 million mark. So it's happening even now. A lot of people say, well, Facebook
explain to me what that means, Rachel.
Pardon?
Like, lay it out. I'm in kindergarten. I don't know what that means. Tell me, what does that mean? 10 million views on Facebook with one post?
Yes, one single post. So she posted it. first off, she had to build her audience and nurture that audience. She had to find out what that audience wanted. She had to nurture what we call a niche neighborhood, or a place to help boost that content. And those people don't necessarily know that they're helping you. It's just like you created a hub, a network of people around you that share content a lot. So that means that you've tested your targeting. You know this person's active. You know they respond to your content. You know that if you put this piece of content in front of them, it's irresistible to them. So they're going to they're going to share it. And so anyway, so she built her foundation. She built the what we call the bumper sticker, the messaging of her page. She fed Facebook because she's doing things that Facebook sees as beneficial to the Facebook company. So they're more likely to put that content out. She's not like linking to YouTube or Pinterest or, off the site. She's keeping Facebook happy. And then she's doing strategies things to help that content get out to more and more people. And so what she did is she put the post up, and we've gotten the 31st person to get to over 10 million people on a single Facebook post. And it's exciting. But the cool thing is, guys, well, I talk about getting people to over 10 million and how that's awesome and that's viral. The thing is you don't need a viral for your business to be hugely successful. So yes, Christy sold t-shirts using one of her 10 million virals. She sold a mom's fidget spinner t-shirt. It was totally awesome. Okay, but the thing is, it's just as awesome when Greg Bach, who is a realtor, he also has merch and products that he sells. How is a realtor selling products? Why? Because he built an audience who's obsessed with his town, and now he's selling his town branded content, like products. So you can get a handbag with the town name on it. I mean, like, how cool is that? And it's made by the realtor.
Hold on, let's back up here. You have a course.
Yes.
What's the name of this course?
Page Strategies.
Page Strategies is the iteration of the Moolah Marketing course, correct?
Yes, it's basically Moolah Marketing course, yeah.
Okay, so Moolah Marketing started out, and it was probably the most successful program I've ever seen for anybody to get traffic through Facebook.
We've gotten so many people go insane.
Have you? I mean, you're in this business, and I think you're probably the #1 person in the world doing this. So do you know of anybody else that's getting anywhere near the success that you've had with the Moolah course?
With organic traffic, yes, I do know somebody who does organic traffic like I do. His name is Frank Roca, and he's in France.
Okay, so you and Frank Roca, head-to-head, worldwide. Your course is open right now, and people can join it, and it has strategies on how to get viral posts, which you can then use
for any engagement
audiences wherever you want, and to build up an audience. So even if you don't have something at the moment, you can build an audience, which then later on, because they're fans, you can convert to whatever you like, right?
Totally. That's actually, some of it's viral, but some of it's just growing an audience and growing an engaged audience, like real people that really want to talk to you. If you've got an audience that's engaged and real, they're more likely to talk to you, more likely to see your content, more likely to engage. And when they do that, this means then that your whole brand rises, right? If an engaged person's a lot more likely to purchase from you. One of our students just told me, I think it was like 3 months ago, she had about 1,000 people on her Facebook fan page.
Okay.
Or group. And what she did is she sold to them, and she sold 140 seats to her course. And she did that through her page because even though it was tiny, she didn't need virals to sell. She just needed an engaged audience. If you have 1,000 engaged people that love your content, love you, if you show them something that they want, 140 of them will buy.
Okay.
They did for Anna.
Arjun is live on the call.
Hi, Arjun.
Arjun says, great to be here and learn some strategies. So, Rachel, we have less than 5 minutes of imaginary time, but actually only 20 minutes of real time.
Okay.
So, can you give Arjun one golden strategy that he can follow like right away? Just a little sample, a little tidbit, because I know your course is full of like hundreds of practical examples that are broken up to like 5 to 10 minute videos, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, can you give us a sample? There's live viewers, there's going to be a lot of replay viewers. The reason I asked earlier about if you saw any of these videos, they're a little bit different. I'm going to ask you very targeted questions, and I promise you good things will happen.
Awesome.
Okay, so Eric Rosner's here as well. How do you find out if you're not purchasing ads?
tactics called niche neighborhooding, and that's where you find where your people are. So you don't need necessarily ads to find them. Often they might be on other people's pages that are in your niche. They might be in other Facebook groups, and they might even be individual people that are highly influential in the niche. So you need to just find those people.
And what is a niche neighborhood? What does that mean?
A niche neighborhood is basically your competition. So instead of saying, I'm a cat products page, I don't want to connect with other cat products pages, think, oh my word, they're the neighborhood. The same person that's buying at Target probably also buys at Walmart. The same person at Amazon, they probably buy at all three places, depending on which one's closer and more convenient. So my point is that the same person's going to, the ecosystem is more than just one business. So think of yourself as part of an ecosystem instead of an individual entity. So that's why when there's this area in my town that's a outlet mall that has tons of shoe places. Like I'm telling you, it's like 15 shoe places and like Annie's Pretzels. Why? Because if someone's looking for shoes, they all go there, even though you're not going for one store, you're going to all of the stores to find.
And you see this all the time with car dealerships, right?
Yeah.
How often do you see one car dealership by themselves? You see a car dealership, and then you see next door to it another car dealership, and then sometimes like an auto mall, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a real world example of a niche neighborhood. You're saying we can do this online?
Yes, you do the same thing online because people who are coming for one, they usually like more than one. So it's not your competition that you're referring to and that they're referring to you. It's becoming an ecosystem that promotes each other. So think of like with I'm in cats. I'm not actually a cat owner. It's kind of a joke, but I collected a cat audience. I did the research. Each cat audience tends to like 6 other cat pages. So for me as my page, I need to be connected to those pages. And when I connect to them, well, then my whole brand can grow.
Okay. All right. Rachel, do you know Jennifer?
I don't know Jennifer. Or maybe I do, and I just don't remember.
You so happy to be here live, and all the content here is always so practical and easy to execute. So she may be a longtime viewer of my show, which has been around for about 2 weeks. But or she might be a fan of yours because you've been doing this for over a year. So tell us a bit about yourself and your background and why do people want to trust you? I trust you a lot, right? I flew out to meet you with my wife. We had Cheesecake Cafe. I met your kids. You're a real person. So,
I really yelled at my kids at the table with you right next to me.
Okay. So tell us about Rachel Miller and why it makes sense that people can trust you with this course. You're not like a fly on the wall. This isn't like a 20-page ebook thing. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I started building websites about 10 years ago. I built my first website to get 10 million page views a month at its high point, and I don't remember what it was when I left it. And I left it with 2.2 million Facebook fans. I built it to that size. And then I went on to build another website, grew that one to getting 2 million page views a month. 2.3, I think, is how high we got at our high point. And we have that high point seasonally because our content has seasons. So average months is probably 1 million or something. I don't know. And then, so I built basically 2 viral websites. And I built the second one to have 500,000 Facebook fans. And then we went on.
Hold on. 500,000. That's 500,000, right?
Yes.
That's like more than any of the stadiums would hold anywhere in the US, correct?
It's quite a lot. And at our high point, we had 12 million in reach.
There are no stadiums in the US that will hold 500,000 people. And you built an audience of over 500,000 people.
Yeah, it's kind of
How long did that take again?
That one, I think I spent I don't remember how much I spent. I spent under 20K for it.
Okay, but how long did it take? How many years did that take?
18 months.
18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's less than 2 years.
They're not fake fans. They're engaged. They're all United States. They're not purchase likes from other countries.
Okay, so you got 500,000 real people that were raving fans into an audience in less than 2 years.
Yes.
And this is at the beginning of your story. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah. Go ahead. I just wanted to clarify that. Continue.
And I went on and I built 2 more pages that were viral pages. Okay. So built the Crazy Cat Lady and One Pot Crock Pot, and both of those are about 200,000 Facebook fans. So, and I did those with under $5 a day for 6 weeks. So it's been exciting to see those audiences just grow and explode.
Whoa, back it up. $5 a day for 6 weeks. 200,000.
That's how I started it. Now they didn't get to 200,000 that first 6 weeks. Like that's not that's not logistic, like that's not feasible. But they are 200,000 now. I checked like yesterday, and they're about 200. I think one's in 193, and the other one's I can't remember. So, but I don't remember the exact number. But I looked them up just the other day. I'm not in those as active as I am.
It's no problem. Okay, continue. Just I'm going to pause here.
Yeah.
Mary wants to know why I don't have a file on you.
A file on me? What does that mean?
Yeah, so normally on all my guests, I do extensive research on them to learn about them a little bit and to uncover some mysteries so that I can better understand my person that I'm interviewing. So I'm going to just answer Mary here. The reason Rachel doesn't have a file is she's on the inside. She doesn't need a file. So that's the answer to that question. Sorry about that. Okay, continue. About Rachel Miller.
I've been friends for a while, so he probably already knows. But he's actually met my kids. I have 6 kids. We drive a Chevy Express van, so whenever somebody goes online and talks about how awesome their car is, I cannot help myself. I have to troll them, and I have to show my really awesome Chevy Express van. Think airport vehicle. That's what we drive around in with 6 kids. You need a little space. We are an adoptive family, and I love making businesses. So I built those businesses, and we've built them up where they're earning income, and then sold them, built more businesses, sold them. No, I only sold one. I didn't sell multiple ones, but built businesses. And then I was like, I have an ability to build businesses, and maybe somebody else would want to know about that. Like maybe it's not just something that's just for my head. Maybe somebody else would want to know how I'm doing this too. And I asked some people if they wanted to learn how to build businesses. They all said yes. And Moolah was born, and it's taken off. It's insane. Right.
So you're a business building genius. Fair statement, right?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a business building genius. I built a lot of business.
I'm calling you a business building genius. If you might want to prefer ninja or unicorn or something like that, some kind of exotic like samurai or whatever. But basically, you build businesses from scratch using audiences which are attracted to the content you've provided, and you know how to do it repetitively.
Yeah.
You did it once, and then you did it again, and then you did it again, and then you did it again. And then people are like, Rachel, come on, just tell us. What are you doing? So then you put together the Moolah course, right?
And then my students did it. It was crazy.
Yeah. And then other people that took your course, they started to have the same thing happen to them, right? So they were starting to build businesses, having success, having like thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions of views. Yeah.
It was crazy. Like Greg Bach, like when people talk about going big and stuff, Greg sits there and says, I didn't grow that big. I'm like, Greg, you live in a town of 7,000 people. You grew your Facebook page from a couple hundred into 11,000. That means you have your entire town and the one next door. That's about as big as you're going to be if you're going to be a local page. You basically dominated, dude. That's awesome.
So people have been growing this in their local community. You've talked about realtors. You talked about people doing print on demand. I know I do that. I've used some of your strategies. They're fantastic. What are some of the other people that you've had experience take your course, and what kind of success have they had? I know I talked with Richardson. Is it Leslie Richardson? No. What's
we have a lot of people who've taken
the person with the mother's fidget spinner, which was a wine thing.
Christy, yes,
Christy Richardson, right?
Yes.
So we've had how many views did that end up getting?
People take it so far. So I don't know everyone that's taken it, but some of the stories are Adam, who had a product and he got 3 viral products, and he got his revenue to over $300,000 months. And then he told me it went even higher during Christmas, but he just kind of giggled when he said higher. So I don't know how high it went. I didn't want to keep crying because, people with their money. And then we've helped Damon Oates, who does a subscription box. So it was really fun to help him grow his brand. He grew it with no virals, but a lot of highly engaged content. And as he kept having that high engagement over and over and over again, his subscription box program took off. And next thing you know, he left his job as an oil and gas engineer and now helps people make wreaths, and he makes wreaths out of a living.
But the goal is not to get everybody to lose their job, because I mean, I stopped doing my job, he stopped doing his job. But basically, people learn how to do whatever it is you're teaching in this course, and their whole life goes crazy, and they lose their job, and then they're left with nothing but huge success.
Making wreaths.
And an easy life, right?
He's making wreaths. I was like, dude, this is awesome. It's not easy life because he's like, he's got a whole warehouse now. I mean, he's working too. It's impressive what he's pulled off. Damon is a force, and he's exciting to watch.
Okay, I'm gonna just make a little title here. I'm gonna poke some fun at you. I hope you don't mind.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'm expecting this. Oh my word, Chris is in the house.
All right, hey Chris.
And I recognize some of the faces now. Yahoo!
Right, so,
not that I'm by myself with Jacob, but now I recognize some of the crowd.
Careful or you'll lose your job. And so when people quit their job to do what they're doing, tell me, what are they doing instead of their job?
Well, one person's making wreaths. Another person is eating vegetables.
Okay.
Another person, I guess she brought her husband home from his job. He was an insurance person.
So they're getting back to the basics: wreath making, eating vegetables, spending time with their family, and anything else you want to mention about the crazy things that are happening?
Who quit their jobs. I just don't remember who they all are off the top of my head. We've had several. We've had Katie's left her job because of Moolah. We've had Libby. We've had I just don't remember them all.
I'm going to hint a little bit. What's the flip side of not having the job? What are they doing instead? Are they poor? Are they homeless now?
Oh, they're making they all said that they're making far more money than they were on their jobs.
So not only did they quit their job,
one weekend made what he made an entire year at his oil and gas engineering job.
Okay, so maybe in a week you could make more than you made it in the previous year.
It's been insane to see what's happened. So fun to see.
Okay. Rachel, the time is running short. We have 8 more minutes. In the next 8 minutes, we have to capsulize what's going on here. This is the last day that people can get into the new course, and it's currently open. There's open and there's not open. So tell us, what does that mean?
Basically, it's like a college class. I don't like selling all the time. And for you, I want to be there to help you answer your questions and go over the content and walk you through your page, look at your page, analyze it with you, help you make changes so that your audience gets your content. Go into the insights and spend time looking through them for you, literally going with you over your content. And we do it in a group, and we've got coaches there to help you. But the thing is, that's a lot of time. So we only do that. We do it together this time of the year, and then we close and we work on building the content. We work on our coaching clients. And then I say, hey, coaching clients, I'm taking the 6 weeks off. We're 7 weeks off, 10 weeks off. We're going to get back into the course. We do the course and then we go back. It's like a cycle.
Okay. So it's like when people go to school, they go to college and they sign up for a course. That course is only offered at a certain time period so that the professor and the admin assistants and the people at the college, they can give you the information you need to do whatever, right? Yeah. To get your degree, to get your certificate.
Take a course, and if you get the information but you don't implement it, it doesn't do you any good.
All right, so you're going to help people implement the information as well?
Pardon?
You're going to help people implement this as well?
We don't implement it for you, but we're there as a group to say, hey, what are you doing on it today? Here's where we're working today. What are you doing on it today? So that way it's not a course that people don't tend to take. When you buy the course, we're there to make sure you get it accomplished.
Okay. Now, does the course, you're telling me people are quitting their jobs and getting annual incomes in a weekend. So is this course $500,000?
Well, not everybody, but one person.
What's the story here?
Damon's story?
I have a degree in economics with a minor in business, concentration in information system. It cost me more than $50,000. And it has not yet directly helped me to do things, but indirectly it has. So I had good value and it cost me $50,000. So based on what you're telling me here, this should be more than that, right? So how much is the course more than $100,000?
No, the course is $1,000. So, which I know is
no, hold on. It's not $100,000.
No.
It's $1,000.
So we've helped people make that back in pretty short order. With one sponsored post with a highly engaged audience, you can earn it back. With 300 t-shirts, which is less than 10 a day, you can make it back. There's so many different ways that we show you how you can, if you have a product and you have an engaged audience. The secret is you need an engaged audience. If you don't have an engaged audience and you've got a product, there's no one there to buy it. There's no one there hearing about it. So we show you how to have an engaged audience.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
I'm just writing something down.
You're sketching on.
get to it. In the meantime, Mary asks, how much time do you estimate do we need to dedicate to the course content daily?
Well, we have it broken down into actionable steps. So it's 5 to 10. Well, some of them are 15 minutes because I couldn't shut up. Some of them are like under like 4.5. But the majority of it, I have like one task. So you watch the video and you have a task to go do. So you watch the video and then you go schedule. You watch the video and then you go look at your photos and you optimize your photos. You watch the video and then you go make a Facebook Live, because we talked to you about how to do your Facebook Lives, how to organize them, how to plan them out. So you go do a Facebook Live. It's meant to be actionable. So we tell you all the different types of content that you can create on your Facebook page, and then how you can optimize that content. So like polls, how can you use a poll on your page to get more engagement so that person sees your post next time?
Do I need an advanced degree in graphic design in order to implement your course?
Oh no, Greg, that realtors are so ugly. I'm not saying it that way. Like they may not color match. The fonts may not be what I would consider to be the new and up and coming, or the timely, the trendy fonts, you know. That said, does he convert? Yes. Because sometimes you don't want big and beautiful. You don't want something to be perfect, because people don't trust perfect. It's hard for realtors, especially because they like to have their car look beautiful when people are just showing their houses and stuff, and they want to look all.
You mentioned a word there. You said convert.
It's so successful. It's so fun.
You said convert. So who are we converting? Somebody takes the course, they build an audience. Tell us about this conversion thing.
So you build an audience and then you ask them, what do they want to buy? And then, or what do they want out of you? Do they want time with you? Do you need to teach them classes? They want cheat sheets from you? So should you make like a planner? Do they want physical products? Do they want, what do they want from you? Or what do you want?
And they might want different things, right? What if you have more than one audience? Does that work?
If you combine them into one, it doesn't usually work very well.
Okay, what about two separate audiences?
Well, you just love on two different audiences.
So on the one hand, I've got an audience and they like sports cars. And then it's totally separate group of people that are not related and not at all related to the sports car group. They like fresh baked cookies on weekends.
Awesome.
Can I run two audiences at once and use the strategies from the course?
Oh yeah, now I suggest that you start with one, because we've seen that students who do two audiences at one time get confused. But the thing is, once you've nailed one audience, you can then scale it and do more than one, because you've got the bumpers, you've got the strategy, the foundation of how to grow a page in place. Once you've grown one audience, you can grow other audiences. We've seen that in our course. We have some people that have 3, 4, 10 pages. Well, it really depends on your product and your desire to grow. So we have had people make the money back. And then we've had some people, like the people who've been working for elections. Their goal is not to make that money back. Their goal is to win an election, and they do. We've had 2 people tell me that they've won elections with it. So it's totally.
Whoa, Rachel.
Yeah.
You said this can be used for elections.
Well, this was like not like President Trump and stuff like that. I'm talking like the local school board. He just wanted to have ads so that he could get the word out of the platform that he wants to run on for the local school. Are you
telling me the fans that you're creating in these audiences are so magnetically raving and engaged that they will vote?
In a school election, yes.
Okay. All right.
School elections, it was so much fun.
Sometimes I miss these things. I have to just reiterate. So I just want to check. So the people in the audience, they are engaged and they convert, and sometimes they will get you elected to different things.
So, and sorry, Jacob, I didn't mean to keep talking over you. There's like a little bit of a delay. So sorry about that. So I don't mean to cut. I feel like, oh my, he was talking. I didn't catch that.
I agree.
Sorry.
Okay. All right, Rachel, we have 0 minutes left. So I understand you have an exciting announcement that you have to make on the show, because I'm gonna force you into it, and you're not allowed to get too excited. Do not faint while you say this. I'm gonna put a little agenda thing here to remind you. I'm gonna give a little hint, and let's see if the hint will prompt this. Toronto.
You're so much fun.
Okay. So I'm going to put a hint on the board, and we'll see if this can trigger an announcement.
I'm really curious as to what this is.
Did you see it?
No, I don't see it. Wait, you gotta say it. Like, are you gonna like hold it up for me? I don't.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I can do that too. So, are you watching the live? I've been putting
I'm not watching the live.
agenda things in our live video here. Hold on. Let me write it. I'll write it down on my board. Just gotta write it here.
Thank you. So who all's in today? Tell me what you are and what you do for a business. I know Chris is on. I saw Chris and Aaron.
Yeah, we've got Ken Keebler, we've got Aaron, we've got Christopher, we've got Mary here on the live. There are many other people watching live secretly not wanting to chat because they have their hidden identities. Jennifer's here, Eric Rosner, awesome. Daniel Martinez. Daniel Martinez is in the Toronto area, by the way. So,
oh yeah.
What's this, Rachel? Is this a special date in your life? Is this your wedding anniversary? What is this?
Last night, one of my dear friends said, hey, by the way, I have a room that's open if you want it. So we're going to do our first ever Moolah live event, June 14th. So if you want me to look at your businesses, and basically we're going to walk through how to do a Facebook funnel and basically how to follow your people online and get them to see you over and over again until they trust you. So yeah, it's our first ever live event, guys. I've never done one of these before, and I needed a kick in the pants to get done. You said
you have a room booked. Is this going to be an event at somebody's house? What kind of room are we talking about, Rachel?
It's at a. I was told not to say the hotel because then people will just show up without paying or showing up and signing into the course.
Okay, but it's not
too nice to turn them away.
This isn't like a room at the motel down the street, right? This is an event. This is an event room, a conference room,
a giant conference room. So
okay.
It'll be fun.
In Toronto. Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about Toronto?
I've been there a couple times. It's on the bay. So it's a big hotel on the bay.
Okay. Toronto is on the shores of Lake Ontario, one of the 5 Great Lakes, largest freshwater lakes in the world. It's Canada's largest city. Technically, the population of Toronto is around 3 to 5 million, but Toronto and surrounding area is closer to like 15 million people. So there's a lot of people very close to Toronto along Lake Ontario. It's home to the Toronto Blue Jays, the Toronto Raptors. It has a professional soccer team as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it also has the Sky Dome. It has the CN Tower, one of the world's largest towers. Have you been to Toronto before?
I have. I've been like 5 times. But I'm excited because we're going to be talking about Facebook. I'm probably not going to see a whole lot of the outside of Toronto, but I will be in Toronto talking about Facebook funnels. And we're going to cover the course, but we're going to cover it in a deeper way and hopefully in a way where I can help you. We'll pull some people from the crowd and walk through their strategies, their systems to market their products like live. It'll be fun.
Have you ever heard of the recording artist called Drake?
No, I actually haven't. I don't know who Drake is, although I've heard of him.
Drake. And I believe he's from Toronto. There's also a band called Weeknd. Have you heard of The Weeknd?
I'm a geek who just knows about stuff on Facebook.
No problem. I'll let me refresh you on these. These guys are both from Toronto.
Have music growing up.
That's okay. They're multi-platform platinum selling recording artists. So they're musicians, okay? And they have audiences in the hundreds of millions worldwide, and they're both from the Toronto area. So
cool.
What would happen? I'm just curious, hypothetically speaking. Let's say June 14th. You know, you're in Toronto. I'll be in Toronto.
Yeah.
Some people on the call, they better be in Toronto. What happens if Drake or The Weeknd or one of these large recording artists shows up at your event, maybe even unplanned? What would happen then, do you think?
I don't think I know that they were there.
Okay, so do you know what kind of music you listen to? I grew up
with no music, so it's a different, like culturally, I've got, I don't recognize celebrities.
Okay, that's all right. So,
I've been in the elevator with one and they didn't even know it. And then he's like, do you not know who I am? I'm like, no, I don't know who you are.
That's so fun. Okay. Mary wants to know what's the weather like in Toronto. So in June, middle of June, it's going to be warm. It's going to be on the lake. It's on Lake Ontario. So it'll be kind of coastal. It'll feel like you're on the ocean. But Rachel, thank you so much for coming on the show. Before we go, it's fair, I think, that we should allow people to know how can they get this course we've been talking about.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you having me on. It's moolah.life. So MOOLAH.life.
Okay. And to get to moolah.life, what might they click on?
The website browser. Jacob's link. She's got a link somewhere, I hope.
Okay. I'm going to put a link in the chat below because this is a live video, and I know that there's a lot of people watching right now, and the further into this call we get, the more people are joining live. So awesome. The number of live viewers has been going up over the last 10 minutes or so. What happens when they click this link that's going to go to moolah.live?
We're going to talk to you about what the course is and people who've done well with it. And
you have videos on this, correct?
Yeah, it's been exciting to see.
So if you click on this link, you're going to go to Facebook Page Strategies course. It is a page where you can actually purchase the course. And on that, there are videos of Rachel Miller talking very concisely about exactly what this course offers, as well as some example stories. Do you know, I'm putting you on the spot, do you know the example stories that are on your page for your course?
Most of them. We change the page regularly, so there's different ones on it each time you go.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, one of my favorites? Probably Agnes, and she's on the case studies page. So if you go to moolah.life / testimonies, you can get to Agnes. She's the top one. And hers is fun because she and her 70-year-old mother started a business. Her 7-year-old mother started a business, and it went viral. It went insane. And Agnes is helping her mom run it, or Agnes and her mom are running it together. And it's just so much fun. What can happen when you niche down and find a group of people that love your topic? She grew that page to 200,000, and her revenue, she said, has skyrocketed, and they have a subscription box that they regularly run out of.
When you say a subscription box they run out of, what does that mean?
I don't know if it's a subscription box. She has like a box a month, a unicorn of the month. So she has a product. She
sends people things in a box, and she gets so much business and sales from it. Sometimes she runs out of boxes.
She runs out of stock. Yep.
That's a good problem to have.
It is.
Real quick, Kristen Harris says, who's got the ice wine? So, Rachel, have you ever had ice wine?
No.
Okay. There is ice wine that is produced in the Niagara region, which is very close to Toronto, where your event's going to be held. This is a Innisilkin ice wine from Niagara Estates. This one bottle of wine, which I actually got in Texas from a friend, is 375 milliliters. So it's not a lot. But it's probably worth about $200 because ice wine is ridiculously expensive and comes in very small bottles. So
that would be why I hadn't heard of it.
I think when you come to Toronto, because you'll be there for another event. What's this other event that you're back to back around your event?
Yeah, I'm crashing the Tribe Live party. So we're the day before the Tribe Live event.
Okay. And I think maybe if I'm there at the event that we'll not only will we be crashing the Tribe event because your event is in the middle of theirs, but possibly you might get to experience the pure ecstasy of ice wine from a taste perspective. It tastes amazing.
Well, thank you.
Ice wine is actually produced, one of the largest production areas in the world is the Niagara region, which is about 3 hours from Toronto. And they produce more ice wine than anywhere else on the planet, as far as I know.
Wow.
And it's very rare, so most of the rest of the planet has never heard of it.
No,
because it's way too expensive to make. How it's made, I hate to detract from the call here, but they pick grapes when they're frozen, the first night that they're frozen. If you wait until after they thaw again, they're done. So you can lose the whole crop. So they pick frozen grapes, they hand grind them, like compress them down and extract the essence of the grapes without the water. So you know grapes are full of water, right? Because they're wet. Yeah. When they're frozen, the water is frozen and you can crush them while they're frozen. And you extract the essence of the grape, the part that makes all the flavor and makes all the good times. And then they use that to make the wine for ice wine. Okay. And it can only be done about 4 hours per year.
Wow.
And you have to do the whole crop at the right time. And if you screw up the timing, you lose the entire field. And because there's no water coming from the grapes, it's very concentrated. So it turns out to be like super sweet, almost nectar-like, and ridiculously expensive. So if you're in Toronto, June 14th, which you're probably going to be because you're having an event there, it's your event, you should look for the ice wine, see if you can find some.
We'll look for it. Thank you so much for having me, Jacob. I appreciate it.
Okay. Last minute. What is the cost of your course?
We have a payment plan of $397 for 3 payments.
Okay, so it's $397 times 3. That's more than 1,000. So is there another option? Is there a one payment option?
And we have a one payment option as well, yes.
And what is that?
$997.
$997. Okay, times 1. So that's actually going to save people money long term, but it's one payment. Now, there's also, I did some research. I do have a file on you actually, but there's a $5,000 option. What is that?
That's basically hands-on me helping you with your page, looking at your page, giving you some advice on your page, working with you on your page. Now, I will not do the work for you, but I'll be more available to you to help you with your.
That's like one-on-one help with Rachel Miller.
Yeah, not like endless help, but the details are on the sales page.
Okay, so guys, thank you again, Rachel, for coming on. Are you okay if I syndicate the crap out of this video once we're done the live?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, you may find this video in a lot of places between now and later today. Now, today's the last day that people can get into this course.
Mm-hmm.
What time does it end?
Midnight Pacific Standard Time. So it's getting close.
Okay, midnight PST.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have between now it's 12:41. We went way over on our call. Sorry about that. People have about 12 and a half hours to enroll in the course. And what do they get right off the bat when they enroll? What happens?
They get access straight into the course. But I do have another call coming up, so I do have to run. So
okay, you go run. And there's videos on the course they get access to right away, right?
Yes, they get week 1, and then it's dripped out the rest of the content.
Okay, Rachel, thanks so much for coming on. Love to see you again. I'll see you June 14th in Toronto.
Definitely.
Maybe before then, maybe after. See you later. Have fun on your next call. And thanks again, Rachel Miller. Okay, take care.